Chris, all right. Hey, now we're going, now, there we go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending where you are. This is Rick, hello. Today's date is Monday, October 30th, 2023. Glad to have everybody here. Again, I apologize for being a little late. So, I am a little bit disorganized here. I had to run to the doctor's real quick and took a little longer than I absolutely expected. So I'm just going to look at the SPY and then we'll start with some questions and see what I can do to help, or maybe you can help me. Who knows? So we've been in a downtrend. This area right here is the area that I'm kind of looking for price maybe to get into and possibly bounce up. If we don't get there, we don't get there. I'll take the bounce anyway. Yeah, I'll definitely take that. There's certainly nothing on the SPY here that would suggest that the bulls are coming to town. Not yet. Not yet. If anyone disagrees with that, please share with me. We'll talk about it, okay? Figure it out. Maybe I'm missing something. Let's see here. Today, I did buy a little bit of IBM today. Before I headed out to the doctor's, I was up pretty good. I see it's pulled back a little bit. If we take a look at the hourly chart, we might be setting up for that 3 hour, say 3 hour, hourly 3/8 trap perhaps, or something like that. Right now it looks like we're just consolidating, and I'll stay with it until I think maybe that's not a bright idea. But right now, I think it's still an okay idea. Let me move this out of the way. Make that go back here. All right. Has anyone bought anything this morning? Anybody end anything? Does anyone have any questions? What would you like to talk about? What would you like for me to share today? Any concerns? Market chatter? Anything that you guys might like? Ron, do you have anything? Ed, Mike, Chris, Edward, Joe? Are we here looking for stock? Just tell me what direction. Are we here looking for stock picks? You want to talk about a scan? If you want to talk about a scan, share with me what you're after. We can build one. Otherwise, why are we here? There we go. Bought fast, a small position. There we are. Fast, yeah. Does anybody see here why Mike there would have bought fast? You're not going to hurt Mike's feelings if you say no. I think I know why he did. I'll be glad to share it, but I'm going to need somebody to say you don't understand, okay? Otherwise, I'm assuming that everybody here knows everything you need to know. And really, you really don't know why you're here. So does anybody know what you see, why Mike would have bought that? Please explain. Do you not understand, Thea? Do you not see anything? Do you see anything? Give me one thing that you see. I don't believe there's not one thing you can't see. What is one thing? Hey, Mura. Okay, let's go. All right. So now I'm only guessing what Mike did. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate you posting this. I'm only guessing. I happen to think this is one of the coolest things we can do as a trader. If you see somebody post a chart, they like the chart, they buy the chart, whatever, you try to figure out what is it they see in the chart, okay? So here's what I see. Now, Mike may see other things, but here's what I see. I see a nice bottom coming off the 200 and the 500 period moving average. I see a nice rally or a great big flagpole. I see a flag and I see a breakout. I see price that's pulled back to the 50 period moving average, bounced off that. I see a little bit of follow through off of that bounce. We've yet to receive follow through here, which that's where I'm going to stop all that and put a line right there. Thea, does that make sense so far? There you go. Now let me that's where you would buy it. Now, let's see, Chris says that's where you would buy it. Okay, Chris, would you mind putting in put in a price? Because there's people in the room, when you say that is a obscure word. It's like, where's that's? So maybe if you wouldn't mind to help everyone else, I don't even know where you would buy it. But if you could put a price in, that'd be great. Okay. So Thea, where's Thea? I want Thea back. Thea, to what you said there, price is back above the trend indicator. The trend indicator is green. The T-line is above the trend indicator. I think that's a plus. I'm going to do this right here. There it is. So anytime, now this is for me, okay, this is just one of the little things I look for. Anytime that the 3 EMA, that little blue line, is above the T-line, and the T-line is above the trend indicator, for me, we have a little momentum cooking in there. Okay, we have a little momentum. So as small as the trend may be, it is there based on my rules. Okay, so that's something I see. So you're right about that, 3 above the T-line. I apologize, still nursing a bit of a cold, chest cold. Does that make sense? Thea, I need you back, Thea. I need you to say something to me here. Oh, okay, you did. Say, yeah. All right, cool. Oh, there we go. I just had to move my chat down. All right. Mike, thank you very much. Murrah, confirmed of a higher low above the T-line in 17. Yep. Walter uses the 13. There's nothing wrong with that, folks. Thanks, Walter. I appreciate that. You know, you go to webinars, you look at webinars and somebody shows you a new shiny fish hook, and just like a fish, you quickly jump over at that shiny fish hook. That's not good for the fish. And it's probably not good for you either, to tell you the truth. If I post in here that I'm using the T-line, which is the 8 exponential moving average, and the 17, and say Walter there says he uses the 13 instead of the 17. Please, I got to tell you that never in a million years will I even consider that Walter is wrong and that I am right. Not ever. Because, and Walter, I believe you said this before, and I admire you. Thank you very much. Sticking to what you do. It's not the magic of the 13. It's not the magic of the 17. It's not the magic of the T-line. The magic is the consistency that you use it, okay? Which means somebody may post a chart out there and say, man, this chart really looks good, and you're wondering why it may never have come up on your scan. Well, the reason it did come up on your scan maybe is you didn't qualify. The world's worst thing you could do in trading is go fix that. Don't fix it. If it's not broke, don't fix it, okay? So no fixing. Trade with what you do. If you use the 13, use the 13. Don't try to use both. You're asking for too much. You know, sometimes you ate too much and you get a belly ache when you eat too much. Well, don't eat the 13 and the 17. Don't try to scan for everything. You can't trade everything. Okay? So, thanks, Walter. Appreciate that. Say, Theo, would you buy it now? Thanks for asking that question, because I have an absolute answer. It's not in the midline from the quadrant line. I would wait a little bit. So really, it doesn't matter if I would buy it. You would not. Is that correct? All right. Now I want to share what Thea might be talking about here. She's talking about the midline. And see these 3 lines bunched up? That would be the midline. The middle one, that's the 50% retracement. I use an area, not an exact line. Although those are all exact lines, they're just bunched up to give me an area, okay? So this is the area, and Thea, by the way, I 100 billion% agree with you, okay? Wouldn't touch that till it gets over that. But let's go back to your very first question right here. Would you buy it now? Not only no, but hell no, I wouldn't buy it. And here's why. Please tell me what's bullish about this market. Can somebody tell me anything that's bullish about this market? Now, if somebody was to say yes, I hope you brought a lunch because I'm going to argue with you till the day is long. There is nothing bullish about this market. FNGU, nothing bullish about this market. Transports, nothing bullish about this market. XLI, industrials, nothing bullish about this market. Qs, nothing bullish about this market. Diamonds, nothing bullish about this market. Did I even leave anything out? Let's go look at T2123 here. Look at that. Nothing, zero bullish about this market on the 15-minute, zero bullish on the 60-minute. Okay, Joe, great point we talked about in the trading room. If you have an inverse ETF, I don't care if it's just one, that is bullish, you do not have a bullish market, okay? Just look at one, pick whichever one you want. That right there is an extremely bullish chart, which should tell you that there should be no longs taken in the market, all right? So Thea, not only would I wait, what was that chart? Oh man. Now I don't, somebody's have to post it fast. It was fast, right? Not only would I not buy that because I agree with you, it needs to be up here. And by the way, let me explain that. Well, let me finish my thought. Not only do I agree with you, it needs to be above this line. We need to have bulls in our favor. And right now, the bull as a whole is worthless. Absolutely worthless. The bull as a whole is worthless. You can nibble if you want. I'm not going to nibble, but you can, Al. Yeah. I mean, if you want to nibble, sure. Anybody can trade it, but I'm not going to say, hey, that's a great looking chart when it's not. And now to go with Al, now Mike bought some, okay? And to go with what Al's saying, this is where it's very important. You know your limitations and you know your rules. So Mike has already bought it. Let's say Al says, I'm going to nibble on it. Folks, that does not mean that you should buy it. All right? Do what you do, not what other people do. How many people here, when you were kids, your mom or your dad said something in the nature of, well, if little Joey jumped off a bridge, would you follow him? Come on, let's hear it. I know. Yeah, there you go. A lot. Everybody here is close to my age. We're all in the same age group, okay? And if you've not heard that, then you're 12 years old, all right? And I'm pretty sure everybody's heard that. Trading is the same way. Just because Ed buys it, just because Al might buy it, does not mean you should buy it, okay? So, why would I wait for it to break out outside of the market not being on my side? Here's why. I think all charts that I want to buy, I don't think, I know. I know for a fact that all charts that I buy, if I have a good base setup, my trade has a much higher percentage to work out. Okay, much higher percentage. So right now, I'll tell you, we have that. So I'm going to get rid of this. Okay, and this represents that midpoint. If I look at this chart, here's what we have. We have a downtrend. And we have a little bit of an uptrend. Now, after a downtrend, does anybody know what we need? Anybody at all want to take a shot at it? Test your... That may be what I'm asking. Yeah, it could be. Anyone else? That may be a word to get to where I am, Joe. Yeah. Yeah. Higher low. There we go. Put Joe and Chris together. Confirmation, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low and higher high, higher low. Okay. All right. You guys are all there now. So, how could that be? So here's what I want. And the reason I think that, I've just over the past 35 years, I've learned the hard way. I didn't know this in the beginning of my trading. I didn't wake up one day 34 years ago and say, aha. It took me a lot of bad trades, a lot of cost me a lot of money. So anyone who doesn't think learning how to trade doesn't cost you money, well, you obviously just started yesterday. Not, you haven't been trading for a while, okay? And here's what I mean. We have a downtrend. To reverse, we need a chart pattern, the one I was looking for. It doesn't mean it's the only one, but it was the one I was looking for. It's everything you guys named here. Low to a high, and I want that high to be up here. I want a higher low, and I want a higher high. And wherever we make this high at, that becomes the tradable bottom right there. All right. I'm going to draw this a little bit different because different can be okay. So we have a low. I'm going to go up here and say we have a high. Then what I'm going to do is I want a pullback, and then I want to break out over this high. And when we do, that might become a trade. We're close enough to that area that I would look at that. We have a low, high, higher, low, higher, high. So now what we can do is we can put a trend in there like that. Okay? That makes sense? So what it amounts to is find the stock you want to trade or create a watch list with multiple stocks in there, and then wait for that setup that's just right for you. This setup would be just right for me if it made a low, high, higher, low, all right? And then a higher high. Then this would be just right for me. I'm going to show you one other thing where this could be a just right setup for me. Here we've moved up. We talked about the high and the higher low. Well, what if it moves up and we just walk sideways? Okay. Let me share something with you. A low, high, higher low, and a higher high. Let me change the color. Here we go. A low. See, this one is the one that breaks out over there, okay? So a low, high, higher low, and breaks out. This, here, we'll put that right there. This is the one that may be right here and pulls back. So now let's draw this. Change the color. Low, and now let's get this in here. We just move sideways. These are all the same chart patterns, by the way. Okay, they're all exactly the same. You can call them something different. You can tag them something different. You can do whatever you want with them. It's your computer, your chart, your screen. You can make up any name you want. But at the end of the day, all they are is continuation patterns. At the end of the day, all we want is for this to break out, for that to break out, and for this to break out. That's it, okay? Sideways move is exactly the same thing as moving down, making a higher low. Same thing. Doesn't matter. All right? So we want a thrust. We want bullish activity. We want the bulls to run down the street. And then we want the bulls to stop and take a rest. And that rest can be just sideways. And that rest can be a little bit of a pullback. Okay? I hope that made sense right there. All right, where are we here? Chris, Mike, don't you think HL has a base? Let's see, HL. It does, yeah. I think it's putting in a nice base, yes. Don't you think HL? Yes, it does. So let's talk about HL, and let's take it from back where it really matters, okay? And I think it starts mattering right here. Here's your double bottom or your low, high. Well, really, you didn't make a high in there, did you? We'll call that a double bottom. It is a cradle pattern. It's worth it to know some candlestick patterns. It really is worth it. This is called a cradle. Let me make that bigger. There we go. This is called a cradle pattern. Probably should have done it this way. Here we are. I'll get it here in a minute. Cradle pattern. And then that cradle, there's the footboard, and this is the headboard, and then this is the mattress right in there. There's where you get the cradle. Call it a bed if you want. You call it whatever you want. Okay? You can make something up if you want. Doesn't matter. It is what it is. So we come from there, and from there we just rally up. Well, what about this candle here? I don't give two hoots about this candle. That candle stayed above the cradle pattern, so we're okay. It stayed within the confines of the cradle pattern. That's what price does. Now, I may not give two hoots about it, but if that happened, it would scare the britches off me. I'll probably be out of the position, okay? That's trading. Welcome to trading. Here we rally up over the 50 period moving average, and now we pull back. In the meantime, the T-line in the trend indicator has come up over the 50 period moving average. This is what we call a rounded bottom breakout. Again, more than welcome to call it whatever you want. I call it a rounded bottom breakout. And what a rounded bottom breakout is, it takes a chart that's been beat down, it rallies up and tests and beats. Tests and beats. Let's not use the word test. It rallies up and challenges and beats the 50 period moving average, okay? It beats it, and now it comes back to test it. So yeah. Now, we're putting in a little bottom right in here. Now, this is a little different than that chart fast, and the reason it is, we don't have a harsh pullback. Fast had a harsh pullback. The harsher the pullback, the more dedicated the pullback, the more you need a reversal pattern, okay? Now, let's not get too excited here, because we can put a pattern in here. We can do something like this. We've got a low, you've got a high, low, high, and we're going to have to do it this way, I think. Down here, and we move up. I'll bet you a $500 bill, this thing somewhere in this neighborhood, it pulls back. All right. Now, it may not pull back that much, okay? It may pull back a little bit. And then, assuming the market gets bullish, it's going to move up again. Well, guess what? There's your bullish W pattern right there. All right? Everything has to have a reason. Everything has to have a pattern. Otherwise, all you're doing is rolling dice. If you don't have a reason, and we get our reason, one of the places we get our reasons from is from patterns, chart patterns that we know have worked for years. Okay? So that's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with that. And if this starts to move up, then our pattern will be established. And from there, I can get a trade. Now, the problem is, that really sucks for the person that thinks they have to buy it low to make money. I don't believe that. I used to believe that, but I no longer believe that, okay? Because if I'm looking at a chart, open your eyes. Don't think little bitty, think bigger. Don't always be thinking, well, that's where I'm going to sell. I'm going to make my money. You're not a trader if you do that. You're a scared trader is what you are. You know, if you think, well, I'm going to buy it and I'm going to sell it right here and I'm going to make 5%, which is not bad money, don't get me wrong. But if that's your trade, you're a scared trader. You're not a real trader, you're a scared trader. You really don't know. I'm going to be hardcore here, okay? You really don't know how to trade. You don't really know what to do. You're just betting that, and you're willing to keep it so small that you just might be right. The sad part is you just might win, and all of a sudden you're going to think you're a trader. No, you're not a trader. Okay, sorry to put everyone in that position, okay? I do apologize, but that's me, okay? I pull no punches, none. So, think bigger. Think bigger. So let's just get rid of that little thing right there. What we're looking for, and this is a nice chart, by the way, what we're looking for is this chart to continue up in this neighborhood. This is where your money is made. You won't make any money if you're constantly selling right here. You're going to be in the zoo at the same place they keep the birds and the elephants. And the reason they put the birds in the zoo, birds and the elephants in the same place as the trading zoo, is because the birds, they eat like a bird, and the elephant poops like a bird, or poops like an elephant. And that doesn't work out, but they have a working relationship with that scenario. So if that's what you're looking for, you're eating like a bird. I promise you, you're going to poop like an elephant. You're not going to make any money. All right? So you need to get out of the same cage as the birds and the elephants. And you need to get to a different cage in the zoo. And this cage would be better right here. So now we can set up a trade once you have the chart pattern. So as I look at this chart pattern here, I'm going to go back to something Thea said, and I think what she said was top notch. And I'm going to go from this high. Whoops, I'm not going to do that. Pick the wrong one. Sorry about that. There you go. There we go. I'm going to go from that high to that low. See this area right here? I'm going to get rid of that line now. My trade is going to be over about $4.30. Now check this out. Okay. I'm going to put the 500 period moving average as a target. I'm going to put the first target as the dotted deuce up here. So 1, 2 targets, that's all I need. So now let's do this. Let's put our buy about right there. There's a 10% trade right there. We'll put our buy about the same place. And we'll go higher. There's an 18, almost 19% trade right there. That's how you plan a trade. Okay? Does that make sense? I hope. I'm going to leave that alone for a minute. Let's go ask Will. Do you think Ford will keep going down? I have an absolute answer for you. Is it Lucho? I have one absolute perfect answer for you, okay? What was that movie? A Few Good Men. While I'm intelligent, I don't have the foggiest clue, Luco. Something like that. All right? Now, let's rephrase your question again a little bit. Do I think Ford's going to go bankrupt? Oh, hell no. Do I think they can, capital letters, all caps, C-A-N, can it go lower? Yes, it can. I will consider buying when I see a chart pattern. It just occurred to me what you might be doing, Lucho. I don't know how to say that. Are you looking to pick a bottom? And I'm going to leave that alone till you give me an answer, okay? Are you looking to pick a bottom? Will, I have been following DKNG. It was in a wedge flag and broke out to the bottom. It's now resting at the 150. What do you want to see in price action to go short? I would want to see failure here, but probably the biggest thing I would want to see, Will, is I want to see the market actually continue to short. Now, this is strange. This is awkward, okay? This is awkward. I want to go to the SPY for a second. Since the SPY has been going down, I have done a public e-learning in the public room. I've done some private coaching. I did a little mini webinar for a group of people. This is awkward. Do you know you're the first person that has started talking about shorts? You are the first. You know what that tells me? Roll that. Shorts up and get long, baby. I'm serious as a heart attack. When everybody finally starts to get short, it's time to think long. Okay? So, you've been following this short. I find it awkward. Don't you find it strange? Don't you find it kind of interesting? I've been to 3, well, not counting coaching. Coaching would be 5, I think. 5 different webinars that I have hosted. You're the first person that's talked about something short. It amazes me. You're talking about something short, I'm about to go 100% long. Now let's go back to DKNG. And this is something natural for traders. You hold off, hold off, hold off, hold off, hold off until you can't stand it. And then you finally go with the crowd. By then it's too late. I am not saying that this is long, believe me. What I'm saying, you're about that much too late. So the market is getting extremely oversold. So what was your question here? It was in a wedge flag, broke out and resting. What would I want to see? I would want to see follow through. That's a very nice bear flag. It's also a bear 3/8 trap short. But I want to see that the market can actually move down as well. If the market was to get a little bit bullish, everything out there is so oversold, we're likely to see a jump to the upside. Okay. So really based on this, bottom line, I would have to see trading below the trend indicator. I'm sorry, the dotted deuce right there at about 26.35. That would put me short, and the target would be the 200. I hope all that kind of made sense, because I think there's a lot going on here. Okay. William, for discussion purpose, and if it breaks 150, the 150, and it moves down, would you then be interested in short? If it closed below the trend indicator, I don't know where the 150 is. Probably close to that though. If it breaks 26.35, which is my dotted deuce, yes, I would be short. Target 200. Okay, let's see here. Luke Joe, I have not heard back from you on Ford. Don't be afraid, I'm not going to bite you. Are you looking to bottom pick Ford? That would answer a whole lot of questions, if you were. Anything else, anybody? In the meantime, let's go look at McDonald's. Anybody like McDonald's? Okay, he answered. Thank you. Or she, I don't know. Yes, I'm looking for Ford to turn around. Now, hold on here. Hold on. That's not what you asked. That's not really what you asked. You asked, do you think Ford would keep going down? You didn't ask anything about a turnaround. Okay? So now it begs the question, can you share with us what you would consider a turnaround? And I'll leave it right there. I'll hold on till you come back, okay? All right? Can you share with us? Because I've already stated that I don't have the foggiest clue how low it's going to go. Neither do you, neither does anybody else. All right? You know what? We're going to stay right here and I'm going to finish this. So, one thing is I'm a short-term swing trader. That means I'm not interested in Ford down here, and I could care less if Ford put in some big bullish engulf. Okay, it doesn't fit my criteria. I'm not interested. Has a very short-lived shelf life up here. It may get there, but I don't think it's going anymore. It's just my opinion, all right? I want a trend. I've stated that before. I want the trend indicator to be green. That's not very green, is it? I want the trend indicator to be green. I want the T-line to be above the trend indicator. And I want the 3 to be above the T-line. Now, that could happen on an intraday chart. I could do this on an intraday chart, all right? So we could be down and ugly on the daily. Intraday chart could be turning, and I could like that for a trade. But I want to see that. You don't see that right here. Yeah, we can look at an intraday chart all you want. You're not going to see it either. Okay, so I need some sort of turn. I don't want to be a bottom picker. Okay, I don't want to do that. I can't tell you when Ford's going to be a buy until Ford is actually a buy. That's the thing about chart trading. Very little chart trading success comes from guessing where we're going to turn. Guessing. I guess. So I'm going to buy. Very little success comes from that. Success from chart trading comes when you do things like this. You see a downtrend, we gap down, we downtrend, we downtrend. And then you have buyers step in and you have buyers confirm. That is one place. That's where you start trading. Not down here, up here. Another place you want to start looking. And at the end, you want this chart, and it will do this, okay? You've got a low. You want it to give you a high, and that very well may be the high. It may run up another day for another high. You want it to pull back. You want said buyers to move in, and you want them to move over that higher high. Now, I'm interested in Ford, okay? Let's talk about Ford a little bit more. I don't think Ford's going to go anywhere. Ford is certainly not going bankrupt. I would be shocked if that was the case. We're not even going to talk about that. That's ridiculous to think Ford's going to bankruptcy. Ford is a very good company, and Ford will likely go higher. I'm going to put up the weekly chart. Can Ford get back up here to 1530? Why can't it? Can Ford get back up here to 25? Why not? I believe it can. I don't know if it's going to get up here before my next birthday, but hey, I believe it could get there. So with that in mind, why do we have to pick in the garbage can for 4? And that's where you're at. You are in the garbage can here on Ford. You are the place where somebody threw out some already rotten, stinky garbage from their refrigerator, and their garbage get picked up on Friday, and it's now Saturday, and they threw their garbage out. It's 110 degrees outside, and now this garbage is going to sit in that garbage can for 5 days. And by the way, did I mention there's a couple of babies in the house and there's diapers in that garbage can? So why do we need to screw around with the garbage on Ford? We don't. We don't need to. Let's trade smart. Why not wait till the chart sets up? And you know, if it's above that line, so be it. And let's plan our trade like that. And how about we make 21%? Makes sense? Look, do me a favor. You may not do that. You may buy it down here. But anybody that thinks that makes sense, that is a possible way to trade it, let me know, okay? Please. If you think I'm full of poo, then say, you're full of poo, Rick. I can handle it. Thank you, Lucha. Thank you. Don't play in the garbage can. Pretty sure your mom and dad told you, stop playing in the garbage can. Okay? I have nothing against Ford. I love Ford. I'm a Dodge man, but I love Ford. Just don't play in the garbage can. Okay, where are we here? Will, DK and dotted deuce 50. Okay, Ed. All right, thanks, Will. You know, Will, I didn't know that. I'm actually going to write that down, and I'm going to do a little my own research on charts. The kind of research I'm going to do is look at charts and see if the 150 is worth anything. I'm making a note. Are we talking SMA, Will? Fund managers? I will do my own research, and I will take a look at that. Thank you. Walter says McDonald's is a nice chart. It's getting nice. Above the 500 period moving average, and yes, it will be very nice. I will like it above the 500. CA, is that a ticker? CACA. Yeah, that's a maybe no. Oh, CACA. I don't know what CACA is. South Bay. Yeah, I don't know what CACA is. Not a chart. All right, let's take a look at Coke. Here's a chart that I think might be setting up. See, here's a chart, and not setting up for today. I'm not looking for charts to buy today. I don't want to buy anything today. The market's not good. Here's a chart that's clearly been in a downtrend. Everybody can see that, right? So here we've moved down, and you can see the bottom that it has made right now. We can argue, based on the chart we see in front of us, that there is a bottom. See how the bottom was made? We went lower in a bullish candle. And then you see how we kind of fussed around, which you can trade the fuss if you want. You know, if that turns you on, go ahead. You can trade the fuss right there if you want. You can do that. No problem. Moved up, pulled back. We're getting good now right here. We've broken over the trend line. This is what I want. If you want to go from 30% win rate to 60% win rate, do that one thing right there. If you want to go to a higher win rate, we'll talk about it another day. We're not going to have time today. So here we've rallied higher. We've failed the 50 area. Perfectly normal. In fact, I love it. Here we've pulled back. We've put in a little bullish candle, Morningstar signal. I like that. Pretty nice. Let's plan that trade. Do you think the trade could run up into the 200 maybe? I'm going to go down to the trend indicator just because it just makes for a clearer view here. So now, if we think this is going to go up, if you like this chart pattern, now we can start planning our trade, our entry. Some traders aren't going to like it till it actually breaks out. That's okay. Every trader's a little bit different. Some traders maybe are buying it now. Clearly somebody is buying it now. Okay. Some people want it to go down lower. Some people would like to see the market be a little bit better. I might want to do that. Okay. Makes sense? Anyway, Coke. Here's a chart that I absolutely love. Not necessarily a buy today, but it is certainly on my watch list, and it's Chewy. You can clearly see that Chewy's been in a downtrend. Chewy could be a buy right now for some folks. I do not believe it's a buy. I think the earliest buy is over 1845. That doesn't mean that I'm right. It just means it's not a buy for me. Okay. I know people that have bought this already. I know people that bought it Thursday. But you can see this base that it's put in. I want this base to finish. I want the base to be put behind us. That means I'm going to see price move up. So my trade might not even be in here. Now it could be over 1845. I could see Chewy over 1845. My target I'm going to look at is up into the 200 area. I see a rounded bottom breakout coming. We'll talk about rounded bottom breakout maybe next time. Okay, not enough time today. I see a possible rounded bottom breakout, and that would be a sweet trade right there. So let it move up. Plan your trade. Trade smart. Don't be in a hurry. Be patient in trading. Allow the chart to come to you. Bait the chart. Set up your plan. You know, when we say let the chart come to you, if you want to buy it down here and it's up here, it's likely never to come to you. I probably need to rephrase that a little bit. We don't literally mean let it come down to you. We mean have your entry point. It's a trap. We'll call it a trap. Your trapping price. I'm not trying to refer to the 3-8 trap or anything. Just simply trapping price. But it can have a long chain on it. You know, with if you've ever done any trapping, you know that you chain the trap to a tree or something like that. You can have a long chain so you can move the trap around. So have a long chain on it because the entry might be up here, but yet you still have that trade plan, that entry plan here, okay? Nice chart. Love that chart. What else do we have? Oh, caca. Oh, Spanish for poo-poo. I should know that, right? I use that a lot. Plan your trade, a great phrase. Hey, Mike. Isn't that a novel idea? Isn't that a novel idea? Yeah. That really is. All right. SQM. Let's look at some shorts. Look at that short. Look how we've moved down. Here we're down. See how we bounce right back up? There's your 3-8 trap. If you're not familiar with the 3-8 trap, you should be. It is an amazing good entry. It can all be scanned from the scanner. Everything I haven't even mentioned the scanner today. Everything I do is from the scanner. I didn't make that up. There it is. Okay, SQM. Everything I do. While this one here is a bear flag, and it's going to be below the cloud. Pretty confident because I'm bear flag below the cloud. So if you like to use the cloud, you can put the cloud in your scans in the background. You can put them in the forefront. You know, if you want the cloud on your chart, for instance, you could do that if you want to look at it every day. Or you can put it in the background like that. I've got mine in the background. So all it is lining things up. That's all it is. Okay. I want to look at Walmart because I am long Walmart. Walmart's getting better. Cool. Go Walmart. Fudo. What are you doing, Fudo? Again, I'm not making this stuff up right there. Blue ice failure right there. Setting up for blue ice failure. Walter, when you say, how do you get the cloud? I'm going to have to ask you a couple questions. You mean on your chart, or are we talking in the scanner? Chart, you'll have to go to your charting package. I don't know what it is. Take TC2000, for example. I just right click, go to add plot. I guess you could ICH. Yeah. Just type in ICH and you get, yeah, you're going to have to figure out what they call it. They could call it the cloud, who knows. And then download, or don't download, just click on it and there's the cloud right there. Yeah, I'm going to delete this. And this is my cloud chart right here. That's what I use for the cloud. My cloud chart. $60-minute. That scan must be 60-minute below the cloud. There we go, right there. Now that I think about it, I'll bet you $100 it's in the cloud or below the cloud. There we go. Where else are we? How about some save? Oh, never mind. That's too far gone. Don't even fuss with charts like that. PCAR. Your PCAR. So I've got a question for you. Yeah, that's it. That's the cloud, yeah. Ichimoku. So I've got a question for everybody. Is this setting up bullish or bearish? Only answer is two answers are possible. Bullish, yes, or bearish. Yeah, bullish or bearish. Only answers. Don't go into anything else. Anybody want to give it a shot? Chris says bearish. Okay. Anyone else? Bearish. Julie says bearish. No direction. Yeah, see, that wasn't part of the question. You can only have two answers. Bullish, two possibles. Bullish, bearish. I have a reason why I'm doing this, okay? Do you guys all know that, and I would have to agree bearish, okay? It's below the 50-period moving average, so I would lean to the bearish side. I would lean that way. But it doesn't mean I'm going to take that trade. Look what this thing did. We went down, and what in the world was all that about? What in the world was all that about? So here we've gone from this bottom to a high, currently to a higher low, right? Now, you guys all know how, maybe I should stop right here for a second. Maybe I should stop right here and do this. I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna put a box in right here. I'm gonna put a box in right here, and then I'm gonna put a box in over here. All right. You guys all know how a bullish chart is made, and a bullish chart is made when you rally up and you get into that bullish box. That bullish, I should have drawn it right there. That would have been perfect. The bullish box is consolidation. It can be a J-hook. It can be a pop out of the box. It's just consolidation. It is simply a place where price can really kind of let loose, party, you know, take drugs if it wants, drink, smoke, whatever it wants to do. It's a place for price to party. When the party's over, now price has two things it can do, and that's all. Two. It can break out or it can break down. So it could be that it partied too much. Maybe it got busted going down. On the other hand, maybe it partied just right. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to the next box. And guess what? The party is going to start all over. Okay? Choice is either to go up or to go down. It's real simple. That's the choice. That's how all bullish trades are made. All. Every one. 1,000%. Prove me wrong. I dare you. This is also how all bearish trades are made. It's just down like this. I guarantee it. 100%. Prove me wrong. I dare you. That's how it's made. All right? So, take a look at this chart. Look how we've got this bottom. What's up with this candle right here? What's up with that? We rallied higher and we pulled back here. Do you know that continuation patterns looks like this? Isn't that one half of a continuation pattern? One part of it? The answer would be yes on that. All of a sudden, we've got this big old candle down here. We've got a bottom down here. There's no such thing as there's a tweezer bottom, and then there's no such thing as a tweezer plus one. A triplet bottom, I guess you could say if you want. There's really no such thing. So while I am leaning to the bearish side, the reason I am is because the market is still bearish, and we are below the 50-period moving average, and we are below the trend indicator. On the other hand, what if this thing was at some point in the next day or two to do something like that? All of a sudden, isn't that now a bullish chart pattern? All I'm saying on this chart, I just thumbing through charts and saw this. All I'm saying is trade smart. Try to figure out what is going on. Don't stop at, oh, that's bearish. Wait a minute, hold the phone here. Don't be so quick. Analyze, okay? Analyze. All right, so I wanted to bring that up. So here's somebody brought up AMAT earlier. That's still bearish. Let's bring up some SQ square block, I guess. That is still bearish. You see, remember what I was talking here? Let's just use this chart. And let's draw these boxes. Does that look like consolidation? 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 I'm telling you, you can't prove me wrong on this. Once you understand this, trading becomes better, easier. Oh, I want to back up. All right, once you understand how a trade is made. So, I hope that's helpful. Here's another little tidbit that you might put in your trading holster. If you don't follow inverse ETFs, you might want to consider that. If you don't trade in inverse ETFs, that's okay, but you still might want to follow them. The reason is, if you see inverse ETFs in a bullish chart, but nope, I don't trade ETFs because I don't know anything about them, or nope, I'm not going to trade a triplet ETF, okay, fine. That's your privilege. You can do that. I would still follow them. If you see an inverse ETF that looks bullish, that right there is one hell of a good reason not to be bullish on any chart that steps in front of your path. And with that, unless anyone has any last questions, I'm going to say thank you very much. But if you have questions, ask them out there, okay? Please do. And thank you so much, so much for being here. Thank you, Thea. Thanks for your question, Thea, and you're really getting us kicked off. I appreciate it. Yes, Mike, this is recorded. 54 minutes, 55 minutes right now into the recording. Yeah. Thank you very much. I appreciate it, Mike. Thanks. Apologize. Still nursing that chest. It's better, though. All right, I'm going to shut the recording down. I'm going to say thank you to everybody. I appreciate you being here. We'll see you all either in the trade room or some other day when we get together, okay? Lucho, I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce it. Thank you for your questions. You were someone else who brought a lot to the room, okay? I appreciate it. Thank you very much. All right, you guys take care. We'll see you on the other side.